Hi Virgo, welcome to your solar eclipse special in Leo, solar eclipse in Leo special with me, Raphael from Reydiant.reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel. I would be eternally grateful for it. If you would like to book a personal tarot reading with me, you can do so on the email address below. Before we start, I would like to bless these notes, my cards and all messages that come through with all forms of love like peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that whatever messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So, Virgo, let's talk about the eclipse first quickly. So you've got a solar eclipse in Leo. Leo represents the heart. It represents the backbone, your spine. It represents, what you're joyous about. It represents joy, pleasure, how you can bring those things more into your life. It's fun, it's creative. It's about the freedom of expression as well. The sun itself represents consciousness, so it's shining a light on all of those things. And for you, this is happening in your 12th house. It's worth mentioning as well that this is happening conjunct to Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde sends communications awry, but it's usually because most of our mental capacity is focused on some other really deep aspect of our lives. Now, with Mercury going retrograde in the sign of Leo, I believe that it's bringing your mind, your thought processes and your communication down into your own heart to really ask yourself, what do I truly desire? How can I bring more creativity into my life? How can I bring more joy, more fun, more happiness, more vibrancy and energy into my life? Leo is the sign of creativity and joy, but it's also the sign of fun and children and all of those childlike aspects to all of who we are. For you, this is happening in your 12th house, and in the 12th house you find your past, you find your connection to the past. It's all things to do with healing, all things to do with how we can heal our past and get to know our past. It's our subconscious and all of the things that we keep hidden there. Now for you, it's worth mentioning, not just for you, for everybody actually, in the 12th house we also find the transcendental and the magical, the really spiritual aspect of life, the part of us where we understand that actually we're all connected, that my path and somebody else's path are uniquely and intimately linked. And it's about being able to spot the synchronicities to understand, okay, yeah, I am a string in this tapestry, and if I pull my string or I vibrate my string, I'm sending a vibration out to the universe, and it's going to affect countless lives and anything beyond what I can understand in my physical existence. I'm talking in really big, high, out there terms, but that's the 12th house. It's the house without boundaries. This can see you, right, there's a couple of things here. So if you apply your Virgo precision, your need to be precise, to be exacting, to be thorough and clean, and to have things really understood to a level that allows the highest potential of whatever it's looking at, facing or experiencing. If you can apply that innate ability that you have as a Virgo to this eclipse energy that's come in, so an eclipse energy, it's about a big event that comes into our lives. Eclipse energy welcomes something in. It's like a blessing that the universe gives us that unpacks itself over sort of 3 to 6 months. On top of that, you've got the new moon energy, which is about sowing seeds of things that you want to grow in your life. It's about implementing some sort of plan. Now, my astrology teacher always says wait till sort of like 2-3 days after this, when you can see just a slither of the moon, so that there is actually some light to it, and it will start to, your endeavor will start to grow. You've got a little bit more clarity. As a Virgo, you're deeply connected to planting and growing things anyway. So in this area of life, you can really excel. If you're, this is about looking deep into your past. It's about making peace with what you find there. It's about getting to know what your subconscious patterns are. It's about healing your past. It's about shining a light into the depths of who you are, into your 12th house, the one that everyone's like, oh, it's dark and murky in there. And, this is shining a light into that. it could see you doing something of an overhaul in the depths of your being. You know, and you can really make some headway in releasing some karma, some baggage. You know, whether you believe in karma or not, there is the law of congruency. You know, what you send out always finds its way back to you. So, you know, if you're looking in your 12th house and really clearing out any of the stuff that you're broadcasting, that you're vibrating out, this gives you a chance to really excel in your life, because it means that you're free of those things, of things in your past that held you back or held you down for no good reason. You know, and really understanding them from a Virgo perspective can allow you to make some amazing strides going forward. The Venus Chiron opposition that's going to be happening in Libra and Aries. This will be happening in your this is going to be happening in your second and 8th house axis. This can see you really healing some things around your finances. It can see you really smoothing the edges off in your financial sector, in your financial understanding and your financial wisdom. It can see you being almost psychic in those areas, you know, because the 8th house is about psychic abilities and psychology and stuff like that. It can see you really looking at your earning potential through understanding your work and understanding of your target market, and you know what people really need, what people really require. This could be a really great time actually for you to get a good understanding of one of your ideas and start to make the plan, start to think about implementing that. You know, so once you've cleared out this 12th house stuff, it could see you getting, you know, even being charitable in some way, shape or form. And then on top of that, it will take you even further, because once you've done that, once you've given something back to society or other people, once you've cleared out your own past, you'll be free and you'll have so much more energy to divert to this, you know, healing of personal finances, of understanding of money, of understanding where your ideas and thoughts of self-esteem come from and what they are, and if they need to be changed, if they need to be Chiron healed. And then finally, it's worth mentioning the square between Jupiter and the eclipse conjunct the Mercury retrograde. Can see you balancing your past with your current style of communication. It could also see you burying old hatchets with siblings and neighbours and getting to the bottom of what started them in the first place. That's really interesting, you know, because it can see you 3rd house asking you. It's about your communication style, what you say, how you say it, but it's also about siblings. For those of you that don't have siblings, this could be neighbours or, you know, cousins or anything like that. It could see, you know, it could make you uncomfortable enough to really look at some of the you know, dust ups or whatever that you've had and say, actually, why have we fallen out? This is so pointless, it's so useless, it's such a waste of time and energy. You know, this is the 12th house, the past issues, past things that might need to be looked at. Squaring Jupiter in Scorpio, which is in your 3rd house. You know, it's about communications, it's about, you know, like I said, siblings and whatnot. Let's see what your card is for this eclipse and what energy you need to be conscious of or focus on. And the Justice card has popped out. The Justice card is about choice. It represents the sign of Libra. So this is a hark to, like I said, that 2nd/8th house axis for you. This, you know, the Justice card, it's about choice. It's legal contracts, absolutely. It's contracts of any type. It asks you to cross your T's and dot your I's, read through the fine print. I mean, you're a Virgo. Of course you're going to read through the fine print and all of those things. But it's asking you, it also reminds us as well, anything that you're experiencing after the eclipse, especially with hatchets and problems and, you know, issues that you've had with you know, family members, siblings and cousins, especially aunts and uncles also, or even, you know, neighbours. This can see you really putting those things to rest, and they can see with the Justice card, it can see a final decision being made, so, you know, an end to any squabble. Now the thing with the Justice card is the outcome is always fair for every party that's involved in this issue. What the universe deems to be fair and what we personally deem to be fair sometimes differ. Keep that in mind as you go through this eclipse period. I wish you an abundance of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance itself. Have an amazing eclipse, and I'll see you very soon for more videos. Also, if you haven't yet, check out the Retrogradia, a mini series. It's going to happen off the back of these 3 eclipses, and I think it's really worth you checking out. Take care.